गणपतये नमः। ॐ गणपतये नमः। वक्रतुण्ड महाकाय सूर्यकोटि समप्रभा निर्विघ्नं कुरु मे देव सर्वकार्येषु सर्वदा। ॐ गणपतये नमः।
Thank you, Ma. We welcome you. Sanaya Auntie, very, very welcome. Very
Thank you.
Ajay sir, very welcome. Praveen sir, very welcome. Mami, gratitude. We welcome our audience. It's going to be a joyful, heartful parenting session. I'm going to start with a little interesting story I read. A child asks the mother, "What's the password of the Wi-Fi?" So she says, "Go clean your room first." So after the child comes back and says, "Now give me the password." She said, "That's the password. Go clean your room first."
That's a good one.
So that's parenting in these times. That's parenting in today's times. It has to be light-hearted, mindful, caring, protective, inspirational. Yes, and you need to give a certain direction to your child. Build the foundation, make the foundation, and then they build. Ji mummy. Ji mummy.
Looking forward to hearing you, Sonia, and catching up with you after a long time. Met you
Thank
in
you.
person about a year and a half ago. As
Yes,
ever,
that's
you were
right.
so at the Miranda College, struggling with trying to make girls listen and understand and absorb what you were trying to educate them. I saw you struggling and inspiring them. So I'm looking forward to hearing you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yes, auntie. All yours.
Thank you. So I'll start by talking about mindful parenting at the very beginning. From wherever all of us who are here on the screen, as well as all those who are listening in, are placed with children or with adults or with parents, young, old, where do we look? What do we look for when we ask for advice? I think one thing very important all adults should remember is look at the person's kids before you take advice from them. If you're looking for parenting advice, see that those people's children are wholesome, not spoiled, not yuppie, not resentful, not not people who feel they've inherited the world when in fact you have inherited nothing. Your parents may have made it big. You have not made it big. So, so when you're looking to ask for advice, please ask advice from people whose children are wholesome, and you'll get sane advice. Because there are, by mistake, inadvertently, people who will also lead you the way their kids are, lead you the way their family is. We all inherit a family. We choose a partner, or our partner is chosen for us. Both are fine, both are absolutely perfect. But when we have our kids, when we have our nieces, our nephews, we have young students, we have older students, when they come to us for advice, be mindful of what they are asking about. It's, adults from their side, don't listen. One of the biggest tips I will give any parents, mindful parenting, is listen. Don't interrupt. Listen to your kid till it stops talking. Think for 2 minutes, let that kid also cool down, and then talk. Sometimes children accost you in the middle of a room, in the middle of your doing something, and ask you some important questions. Say, I remember what you've asked me, and when we are both sitting together, I'll tell you about it all. Because kids ask a million questions, and it's their birthright. And it is our duty to encourage all that questioning, making it more and more, and growing their curiosity, when the world itself, not on a flat screen. Because what are you and I doing right now? We are on a one dimensional virtual screen, but real life is three-dimensional. It's intuitive on top of the three dimensionals. It's curiosity. It's a lifelong bit of learning, which is what we want our children to do, which is what we want our students to do, which is the direction we need to lead them into. And let them look not only to you for mentors, but to others, wholesome people who have achieved wholesome good lives, for mentoring. I think it's very important that all of us have good mentors around. All of us have friends who can inspire each other. And so one of the things that when we talk of life sciences, one of the things that is happening worldwide, since we are all adults listening in, not children listening in, one of the nice things that's happening now, real time, is that social media is now being questioned. And now, finally, like the tobacco industry for years said tobacco causes no harm. Tobacco is very good for us. Till finally science, society, courtroom rulings and everything got into that lie and said smoking causes cancer. And then now you have warnings. Now you have the ads off. Now we're at present, you're at a tobacco. Social media is the tobacco of the new world. We are at that stage. Courtrooms are beginning to tweak, lawyers are beginning to tweak their arguments. Petitioners are beginning to go into the algorithms which drive children further and further deep into negative things happening. So we are at this very interesting social media stage. Even though we're using social media, we have to use it wisely. Young minds do not yet have that wisdom to filter. So as parents, I'd strongly suggest that you control media they're on. Let them meet in person. Encourage children to meet human beings in person, to talk, to converse, to play, sunlight, games, nature. Encourage all those things. Thanks, Saina.
Lovely, Auntie. Auntie, a
Car-
question. Ji,
wish you to carry on. Carry
Auntie,
on.
Auntie
carry,
will. Auntie
carry
is
on
going to.
sharing your thoughts. It's wonderful.
Yes,
Just go.
yes,
Carry on.
yes. The auntie is going to do that. Auntie,
And I have no question. I just want to hear you. Carry on.
uh,
Thank you.
Auntie, how would you define, listening to you, how would you define home? What is home? What is family? It
Yeah.
starts there. What does
Yeah,
home
I'll
mean?
tell you.
Yes.
I'd love it. Home is where you sleep at night. Home is where you come back home to sleep at night. It's not the hotel room. A hotel room is never home. That is transit. See, if you remember, what did I say? I'm transiting 2 days. After that, I'm home. I'm going to be in Goa at my daughter's home, but I'm home. So transit points are transits, understand. Home is where you will sleep at night and you call your own. Even if it's your friends, even if it's your parents, even if it is your children coming to your home, that is home. Even if it's a good friend, that is also family and home. We are lucky, to have friends, family around, and we're lucky to be in Asia where families and society and people are important, because we're not individual oriented as a society. It's not I, it's not me and my husband and my children alone. It's our parents, my parents, his parents, their friends, their family, their community. All that makes up home together. We're just
Let's
very
ask
lucky.
let's ask
And that
Ajay
is our
and
strength.
let's ask others. What is home? In fact, you've set me thinking, Saina. You set me thinking. What is a home? You're right. I think very interesting, very important question. What is a
Yes.
home?
Yes.
I think let's have Ajay and others to tell us. What do they think is home? Ajay? And then
Yeah,
Parmesh.
I think, ma'am, home is a place where we look forward going back, where we are comfortable, where we can share our thoughts, our feelings freely. And just one thing I want to share here: when we look at the situation around us today, it clearly reflects what we often describe as a VUCA world, one that is volatile, uncertain, complex, and ambiguous. In such environment, the first response is often fear of the unknown, fear of the instability, and a sense of unrest that can affect not just us as adults, but our children as well. And as parents, we may not be able to control external situations, but we can certainly shape how our children experience them at home, and at the same time prepare them to face it with calmness and confidence. So I think home is a background to set all of this.
What is
Ji, sir.
ask Parmesh?
Praveen sir. Praveen sir.
Praveen? Praveen,
Yeah.
what's a home?
So I think as I think both of them said, it's like, so I don't have a different opinion. So home is actually everything. So I mean, I would say a permanent place where all of our core people, main people are in, and the place which we can consider as ours, and the place which we all want to go back at the end of the day. So that's what home is. It's like, so why do I say like that? It's not something like a building. It is a building, but it is not just a building. It is a building with a lot of emotions. So it should be a building, number one. And number two, there should be people who love a lot. And we love and they love us a lot. They need to be there. And number three, there should be a pretty good cohesion with all the people so that we feel to be there. That means the kind of communication, synergy, and oneness need to be there. And and at the place, these things should be getting properly manifested. That means there should be expression of this things also happen. So putting all together is the place, I think, a home. So it's a building plus people plus emotions plus the real expressions of the emotions. Putting all together is what exactly constituting a home. So which naturally pulls us to that place wherever we are. So that's how I wish to define home.
Lovely, sir. Mummy, the question, the reason why I ask this is because whenever I meet youngsters who are in relationships and they want to start a life together, I ask them to define what does family mean to them and what does home mean to them, because home is an emotion. And how committed are you to that emotion? Auntie, taking it forward from there, what are the non-negotiables of parenting? All the AI in the world, all the social media, all the time and the yuga is changing, but there are certain non-negotiables of parenting. What are they?
Yes.
What are they?
I think the non-negotiables, I'll start with the primary and the basic. Physical safety. Okay. Physical safety, something which we teach all our kids, which schools are all teaching their children also all the time. From below your shoulder level, from here to below your hip, middle of your thighs, no touch zone. Nobody except for mommy, daddy can bathe you and touch you there. Those are things which are non negotiable. Okay. Now, apart from that, equally non negotiable, equally non negotiable is our emotional security. Here. But here is controlled by here. Ne? So,
Yes.
if, yeah, I think it's one of the primary duties of the parent, the caregiver, grandparents, whoever, primary duty is to see that a child's self esteem, a child's uh, self esteem is a good word to use there, is wholesome, is real, and is not damaged or hurt. You're a stupid boy. You're a silly boy. Even very clever children will become silly. Even very brilliant kids will become stupid if they keep hearing these words. So, those are also non negotiable. And I think it's important to teach adults around those important non negotiable issues. Then, non negotiable also, of course, go back to the basics. Healthy food. Just because you want to be popular, you want to be like liked by your kids, don't stuff them with fast foods. Don't give them, make them think that something which is essentially good is a prize for them. One of the nice things is, remember, there are no fussy eaters. They're just spoiled eaters. If any parent ever comes to me and says, my child gives me so much trouble eating, I said, put away all your junk food first, nothing around. And don't give it food till it's asking for food. Don't bargain. In 3 days to a week's time, you will get a very wholesome, good eating, happy eating child. No child fusses about food unless you let it and you allow it to. These. So we talk food. Saina, like we started, drinking water. Please, limbu pani pio, lassi pio, not aerated sweet
Yeah.
drinks. Not too much sugar in your lassi. I think today, all over the West, they don't give children sugar till they are almost 3 or 4. Zero sugar. So no chocolates, no biscuits, no cakes till they're 4, 5 years old. Almost. I mean, to us people, it's very antithesis of what we do to our kids. Mitha muh thoda sa, all the time. So those are the non-negotiables. After that, I think it's important to let the child also have a sense of freedom, to have a sense of choice, to be able to say, would you like to read this? To take a kid into a bookshop and say, okay, choose. I needed to encourage my children's learning of Hindi. Said, get yourself two good Hindi books. No, 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 we want English. No, I said, today we're getting Hindi books. Choose whatever book you want to read, but get a Hindi book from the bookshop. Buy it for the kid. So your baselines are non-negotiable. Beyond that, let the kid give and take. So it learns choice. So it learns to think. So it develops an individuality. Those are good things to have in kids.
So, Auntie,
And
choice.
please, and I think please, very important to me, do not let the kids, do not give the kids phones. Do not give them screen time. No screens till the kids are 5. No, no. Which means we stop seeing TV, which means we stop using our mobiles and our computers and our iPads when the children are around us. Their brains are too young to get distracted by blue light, by useless information, by distraction. It's so common today. It's so tragic. It's so common today. You put a screen in front with cartoons and you feed the kid. Do you know what you're doing there?
We need to define till the age of 5, 7 what are the non-negotiables. We need to do
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Okay, Auntie.
And stick by it. It's a good way to teach the children to be strong. If you say no is a no, it's a good way to teach children to be strong too.
what about all the pulls and the pressure and the demands that every age brings and the societal pressure?
This is my home. No, no, no. Please, you have to be strong. You, it's your kid, it's your home, it's your individual choice. I've had endless arguments with my cousins. I've had endless arguments with friends. I've had endless arguments with parents of students I teach, with the parents saying they won't listen. I said, because you allow them not to listen. You are the adult, you're not the child. For God's sake, hold your own. I mean, it's not it's not rocket science to say this is what I want and this I will not bargain on. On other things I'll bargain. I'm not saying no. Okay, and I'm not saying be so rigid that if the kid has gone to a friend's house, I won't let you see TV. Take it. You're at the friend's house 3 hours, 4 hours, go ahead. But when they're in your home, it's no. And I've had long arguments with people, and I think the world is coming around. That's what I was saying in the beginning. The world is coming around to understanding the damage that social media is doing to young minds. With the algorithms it's using, with the positive, I don't know if you noticed, but one of the latest things is how much just 5 years ago, if you told Google or if you chatted with the net and you said, I'm feeling low, and beyond a point, the net said, go and meet a doctor. Today, media is not doing that. Chat GPT, none of these platforms do that. They just drive you deeper and deeper and deeper. Worse and worse and worse and worse. You say, I want to cut yourself. It'll say, how do you feel when you cut yourself? Excuse me, that's not normal behavior. And let's recognize it. Let us, when the child is looking for help, if there is somebody cutting themselves and enjoying it, they're looking for help. They're asking you, the adult, to say, look, I need to sit beside you. I need to talk with you. I need to be with you. Don't run away and don't give me more mobiles in my hands. That's what that kid is actually telling you. Listen. So, and nip it in the bud. Don't wait. Don't wait till you have to take it to an emergency ward, right? This is happening in small bits first, then going worst. Pay attention.
Give us some examples. Give us some
Auntie,
examples of your recent
yeah,
cases, maybe.
Yeah,
actually,
I'll tell you.
examples, and also if you could add, I know you're a very, very loving mother. So
Yeah,
how have you're a very giving mother also. You're a very loving
yeah,
mother.
but I can be very strict when I need to.
Yes, but how did you keep that healthy communication open with your children? You've done that.
Yeah, yeah. It's, I'll give you an example of something actually happened. I'm taking no names. This is a college student in Delhi University. I'm taking no more names after that. I will not give you sex. I will not give you what, where, how. There is a college student who cut themselves so badly, they had to call the parents. And the mother came and said, oh, this kid is doing it to itself all the time. That was the reaction. And this is the reality, because she has gotten hardened to seeing her kids doing it, and the kid is being crying for help and more help and not getting it. So I'm just giving you a real life example of something I have come across. And there are many more like that. Now, let us understand that when I say talk to your kids, I mean nothing must distract when we talk to our kids. Unless it's some real emergency, don't take your phone. This is time with your kids. Maybe it's the dining table, maybe it's lunchtime, maybe it's dinner time, maybe it's 1 hour of playing. But with your whole heart and your whole soul, be with the kid. Be with the children. Be with their friends. It's important to be with their friends. It's important to know their friends. Be with their friends and talk with them and share your experiences. Till they're 13, 14, 15, they love stories. Give them your life stories, give them your family stories, give them your friends' stories. Talk and keep that communication line open and hold your own. Don't let them bargain where you don't want them to bargain.
Auntie,
Are the,
I can't.
are the
I
parents
can't-
listening? Are the parents listening, Sanya?
I'll tell you, Dr. Bedi, they need a lot of counseling. They
Yeah.
listen when you have the time to counsel them,
Mm.
but but they need counseling,
Yeah.
because very often the parents drown their own anxieties and their own, they also know what's happening to their own kids,
Mm.
but they drown their anxiety by going out and buying something new, by going out and getting a fancier car, by going out and doing some rubbish. And that's not what heals. That is not what brings you back on the normal track. That only distracts.
Sir, I've got questions for Auntie, two very important questions, but first I'll hold them. I want you to share your thoughts, sir. Ajay sir and Praveen sir. Then I'll share my thoughts. Ji sir.
I have a thought to share. We often prepare children for predictable outcomes like exams, career, and defined paths to succeed. But life rarely follows a fixed script. The world our children are stepping into is dynamic, where change is really constant and uncertainty is inevitable. Perhaps one of the most important life skill today is learning to expect the unexpected.
Mm.
Instead of shielding children from uncertainty, we need to gently expose them to it, helping them understand that not everything will go as planned, and that's okay. What matters is how they adapt, respond, and move forward. So, Sanaya ji, from your experience as an educator, how can we shift parenting and education from preparing children for certainty to preparing them for adaptability?
I think this overemphasis we've had on exams all over India, I think we need to lower that anxiety button there. Let the kid pass. Occasionally, failure is also not bad. I've, as a teacher, failed students who have next year, the year when they repeat a class, they've done exceptionally well. And I've always told parents and I've always told the students, I'm keeping you back this year, not because you have failed, but because next year I expect you to be in the first 10. So it's important for kids to understand and for parents to understand that careers that we people were brought up to follow are no longer the only careers available and the options available in a rapidly changing world. Let the child do what she or he enjoys the most. With a little bit of an eye on the money which comes in. Because I'm not saying that money is important, but it also gives you a sort of a feeling of satisfaction, a feeling of being recognized. So as long as the career options are so rapidly changing, and just today I've read Silicon Valley has been most badly affected and lost huge number of jobs. It's AI has hacked jobs, not in our offices, not in the corporate world yet, but at Silicon Valley itself. That will now start permeating out. So the child has to be ready to learn new skills, to learn, to move on to, and if a kid is going to enjoy what they're doing, believe me, take it from me in writing, they're going to be good at it. If they're good at it, they're going to excel at their work. You've solved everything you want. So again, it comes back to that parent counseling where you tell the parent, don't worry, let this kid do what it wants. They're going to be brilliant at it. As long as there's no danger, as long as you know that the kid is good at it, go ahead.
Ji auntie. Ji. Sir, Praveen sir. I'll ask after you will
How
share.
how do you know? How does a parent know the child is is in the right direction?
Oh, that's a broad question. Dr. Kumar, are you taking that or should I take it?
No, no, please.
No, go ahead, sir.
No, no. I think you should take it.
So, Dr. Bedi, I'll qualify that with one small caveat. It depends on what age we're talking at. When till the kid is about 15 to 18, 0 to 15, 18, it will every 2 months, 3 months, 5 months change the career it wants to choose. That's common. Today they want to be a pilot, tomorrow they want to be a doctor, day after they want to be a veterinary, after that they want to be an actor, after that they want to be a director. They keep changing. As a teacher, as a professional, as a parent, as parents, very, very important, observe what takes up their maximum concentration and what they enjoy doing when they're doing it. And if they enjoy doing what they're doing, encourage that, get them more of that paper, pen, rough paper, books, whatever. Let them do what they're enjoying. They will themselves guide you to where they want to go. And believe me, if they're good at it, you have nothing to look back for. They will do well.
Yes.
And please teach them skills of getting along with human beings, because very, very often we forget that wherever you're going to work with other people. And unless you get along with other people, learn how to manage, you cannot manage office, you cannot manage groups, you cannot manage relationships. So teach them that skill. It's important.
Yes. Praveen sir.
Yeah. So,
Yes, sir.
ma'am, it's very great to listen to you. So, very interesting and powerful
Yes.
thoughts. So, it's a doubt in mind. It's like, so we need to orient parents first of all. It's a very, I think that's an indisputable point. It's like the parent needs to be educated, the parent needs to be behaving themselves better, and the parent needs to communicate with the students better. So, and you have been observing people for quite a long time in different walks of life. So, what, in your point of view, so what are the factors which is in fact influencing a parent to be a better parent? Is genetics a factor? Is financial stability a factor? Is the profession of a parent an influential factor in that? So I know a combination of all can be there, but what would be the most important factors which is in fact affecting a parent to be a better parent in the way which we talk now? Yeah, I mean, that's my question. So, in your point of view, in your experience, so what would be those factors which are in fact making? I mean, for given, I will just add a line more on that. It's like assume we are providing a similar kind of an orientation to parents. So we say these are the things to be done, these are the things not to be done. This is the way to communicate with the students. Would every parent be taking all these points in the similar way, or there would be difference in absorbing these points and implementing it in life? And if there is difference, so in your observation, what are those factors? It's like based on financial capacity, does it vary? Based on their current profession, would there be a difference? So, what all would be the factors which are influencing parents to be better parents? Any observation you had in that angle?
Shall I go?
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah,
Yeah.
please,
Yes.
ma'am. I mean, I'm done. Yeah, yeah, just waiting to listen to you.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think first, let me put the first things first. When I do science training with students, with teachers, we do science training in a lot of schools for science teachers all over India. When we do science training, I've always maintained that the everyday stuff around us is what we're going to use for teaching science. Nothing must cost more than 100. Everything must be, I don't want it sterilized. Life is not sterilized. So finances I'm not saying you have to be bankrupt. I'm not saying you have to be zero money, but more money is not better learning. Better books is not better learning. Better equipment is not better understanding. It is doing it yourself. And therefore, it's very important for children and for parents to understand that automatic toys with batteries do not teach kids. When the child is assembling itself and learning to play, it is learning the basis of a good bit of classroom work. You are producing the engineer there. The battery operated toy is not going to produce the engineer for you. You are producing the new age developer in the kid when it is taking stuff which you have in your kitchen, in your bathroom. It is unrolling a toilet roll and making toys out of toilet paper. It is it is burning sugar to make charcoal, because sugar is carbon, and carbon when it burns is black. First it caramelizes and then it becomes black. That's your charcoal. So let it, let him and her do things with their own hands. And I think it's important for the parent to encourage that. Not to just keep on gifting it with stuff which will bore it after the first 3 days of playing with it. When the novelty of that toy, expensive toy, wears out, that expensive thing wears out, it is going to learn nothing. Whereas you get it, not only see, understand a jigsaw puzzle is one dimensional. When you have the Rubik's Cube, that's why it's so important for learning and for intelligence developing, because it's 3D. So the stuff which you have in your house, all the things you can stack, all the things that balance, all the lovely aromas that you can smell. A mango leaf smells of kacha aam. A jamun patta will smell of kacha jamun. Those are the things we want, that which will make the child alive and which will make the child learn. When it has sand, let it make sand castles, which is 3D. Let it draw with its hands in the sand. If it has stones, take a catty and learn to play with the catty. What are you learning? Projectile. Better than paper and pen. So let it do real life 3-dimensional learning. And please let it do it with their friends. It's important for them to meet others their own age. They're going to be working with them, they're going to be living with them, they're going to be marrying one of them, they're going to be partners with them. So let them have their friends their age also, please, at least for 1 hour a day, 2 hours a day if we can. Today it's very difficult because parents are very cautious. Everyone is very busy. You're going to basketball class, you're going for tennis class, you're going for this class, you're going for that class. You okay, go for tennis class, but after that chit chat for 1 hour, 2 hours. Go and learn your taekwondo. After that, play there for another hour together. So those are the important things as parents that you need. We as educators, we as professional guidance for parenting need to teach the parents. The parents are quite happy to learn those things. And keep your communication channels open
Ji.
so that if something happens, you're there to hear and you're there to correct. You don't want violence there. You're learning taekwondo, but you're not learning it to use against each other. You're learning it for self-defense.
Ji, Auntie. Sir, Praveen, sir, taking, just thinking, taking your thought forward. There are some wonderful parents who don't have so much resources. They are inside the Yarbada jail, but they're wonderful parents. I ask them, and this is something, Auntie, this is, I see them in the basti. They are wonderful parents. I'm taking your question, sir. I think what I tell them is, this is not a perfect answer. Once you're a parent, you're always a parent.
Of course.
And you need harmony of the head and heart. You need to do what's best for your child in your own wisdom, well-meaning wisdom, because remembering that your child has to live beyond you. And you can't be 24 hours with your child. Auntie, taking that thought only forward, how do you balance protection with independence? How do you balance that?
Start with small steps. Let them climb. Let them climb a ladder which is lying in your backyard when you're standing around. Then let them do it when you're dead sure that the kid can do it. Let them do it when you're not around. Then when then when the kid is when the kid is learning to cycle, and you know that it's not, please understand, if they're fast cars, they're dangerous. So wherever there is a garden or a place where there's a cycling track, which is a dedicated cycling track, when they're 10-year-old, you follow them at a slight distance, but make sure you follow them. When they're 13, 14, 15, get another couple of friends and let them cycle on their own. And I'm not saying let them go 20 miles out from beyond your house, because you need to be within calling distance if that kid gets badly hurt. I've been called when my kids have gotten hurt a couple of times. That's okay. And I've always said you'll be fine. Don't make a big hullabaloo if they get hurt. Say you're going to be fine. Wash, nothing like soap and water, Dettol water. Put betadine and a putty. Fine. Parag, go play again. Have fun. And then, of course, use your own wisdom. If it needs to go to a doctor, take it to the doctor. I'm not saying no. But if you are calm and you're not panicked, that kid is not going to panic. And let them fly. We want them. We want them to choose. We want them to do things on their own. Encourage that.
How do you manage your own emotions while parenting? Because we always talk about the children can come and talk to us. We have to also manage our own emotions while parenting.
Get one or two good friends who have wise parents themselves.
Andy, I will make a very responsible statement here. This could be my statement. Good friends नसीब से मिलता है. Good friend हर एक के नसीब में नहीं होता है. Because when you talk about your own emotions, they're very personal.
Yeah. Don't talk to everyone about them.
They can be horribly misused.
Yes, don't talk about them to everyone. It's
So,
private. You need your privacy.
Yes, Auntie, but this is a real concern. This is a real concern of young parents or families. They are managing a lot of their own emotions in a very real world, a world that has changed even for parents.
Yeah.
It's not only changed for children.
Of course.
It's not only changed for children. So how do they manage their own emotions while parenting? Because they can't talk to their children about what they are feeling.
No, of course not.
Not at all. So how do they manage?
You very, very occasionally, if the kid is throwing a tantrum or being bad, you have to say that makes me feel bad. It's make the child understand you also have feelings, but don't burden it with your own feelings and your emotions. But I think, Sana, it's very important. Even one person, I'm not saying look for three. I'm not even saying three. One person who himself or herself, mostly it will be a girl, because men do not share emotions. Men are sort of close tight with what they feel. They're not comfortable with what they feel. Women are easier with what they feel. That's at least my observation. I'm sure there are a lot of men who are also comfortable with their emotions, but not
Totally
the
agree.
majority, not the majority. So please at least get one friend who you trust, whose advice who you can just talk with, and listen to the advice you get and see that it's sound. If it's not sound, that's not the friend for you to choose. Please choose your friend wisely, even one. Just get that one, please. But choose that person very wisely.
Otherwise, the power of faith and self-talk is a big, big, big.
I fully agree. Healer, it's a great healer.
Yes.
Meditation, great healer. Yoga, phenomenal healer. Prayers, phenomenal healers. And phenomenal guide, even for guidance, I'm sure.
Yes. Prayers, faith, self-talk.
Yes.
A lot of good self-talk.
And meditation.
Yes.
Meditation also evens your brain waves. When they're going zing, 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 zing out of order, if you meditate, they get calm.
Reflection, Auntie. end of the day,
Yes,
a lot
of
of
course.
reflection, knowing your
Yes,
priorities, knowing
yes,
what you're seeking from life, also
yes.
taking some time out, going for that healthy
Very
walk,
important. Very
going for that
important.
healthy walk. It puts a lot of things in perspective.
Yes.
I tell
And
young parents, yes, yes, Auntie, yes.
and take that one step back. You'll realize things are not so bad.
Beautiful, yes.
Yeah.
And you, I
Take
think
it
we
back, because that is why time heals. Because time has taken that step back for you. So when you're at that explosive moment, take a deep breath, calm yourself, breathe out. When you breathe out, out more than both in and out, but out, concentrate, you'll relax. You realize when you let a
yes.
big breath out, you're relaxed. So take that step back, relax, and then talk. Don't talk till then, because
Oh,
you'll say things you may regret later.
and as a parent, we must know what are our values. What is the value system we live by?
Of
Ji,
course.
Ji, sir. Your any
Uh, Sa-
questions, thoughts? Ji,
yeah,
mami.
Sanya, why don't you open a school of parenting?
Oh, school of parenting.
Yeah, we'll
True.
all be part of
True.
you. We will be part of the board.
Yeah, we'll partner with you.
That's
Ajay,
a good idea.
Ajay, Ajay always wanted something like this because he wrote his book on parenting. And I know
Correct.
I wanted always a school of parenting where people can go to and learn as early parents, young parents. I think, look, you've learned it over the years and years and practiced and learned from
Yes.
treating. I think, why don't you open a school of parenting?
Good idea.
Come on, do that.
Yes, Auntie will think about it.
I should
Huh?
talk to Saina about it when I meet her in June.
Yes, we
Saina?
are meeting in Pune. Yes,
No,
Auntie.
Ajay will be your support.
Yeah, of course,
Parmeshwar
yes.
will be. All of us.
Me and
Praveen will
Praveen.
also be. We
Yeah.
can all work
I'm
together.
I'd love that, but my only problem is for the next several years, I'm not in Delhi much.
Acha.
That's my only problem for the next several years. My husband's got wheels on his feet, and and the and I need to work all those issues out. So when I'm in Delhi, I do college work, because we're going to a couple of colleges now when I'm back in Delhi for 3 days.
Yeah.
And we're doing the life skills and the negotiation.
Yeah. But this is a very much needed school. Maybe it will be
Necessary.
first of its kind in the country.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm sure. If not in the world, because you're talking of parenting.
That's right. See, in every culture needs its own kind. So India needs
Of
its own.
course.
Yes.
Of course. Of course.
And somebody who's a part of the culture. It's very much
That's
required.
right.
Now, so maybe you could do it online, but you must be doing counseling online, won't you?
I do. That's not a problem.
So you're
It can
sharing
become
anything tonight.
it can become an online course. You can do it on online. This parenting can be converted into an online parenting course headed by you.
Uh, see, it's a very, very individual skill. It's a
Yeah,
skill, and it's a learning task.
that's
And
true.
it's everybody starts from a different place, from a different position, with a different experience in their background.
Everybody. Yeah, it's 101.
Yeah, so it's like parenting, like counseling, needs to be one-on-one.
Very
And
well,
then if
very
you've done one-on-one with 7, 8 people, you can have the group together,
right.
and then you can all talk common.
Quite right.
But they need that one-on-one to begin with.
Is there
From the
any other
and
region?
Dr. Bedi, well, you're talking about parenting. One of the important things I've always encouraged and looked up to in our Asian cultures is for the infant, the body massage. Doc, you know that all infants are born with their nerve endings not fully ended yet. Okay, they haven't come in over the skin level fully as they do with adults. And the oil massage we have always given children very vigorously, the little kids, is very wholesome, very good emotionally, physically for the kid.
Excellent.
And we don't want to lose those things in our rush to modernize.
Mm.
So, I'm a great believer in understand that our largest, out of all our 5 senses that every human being is born with, the largest sense is touch. The skin covering us, every pore of it has a sense of touch. And while we use our eyes and ears the most, we forget that we forget that this is what comforts us. It's the touching that comforts us. And it's a wholesome, healthy, good. That is why, Saina, the first thing we started with, what do you prohibit? The no touch zone. Below your shoulders, one span below your hips. No touch zone. But on the shoulder, go right ahead.
Auntie, but देखो आप you
Saina,
said
one second. Saina, is there something like this anywhere in our region? This kind of a schooling training
No,
institution? No, not
no,
amazing. When if this is every parent requires it, and we
need,
don't have
yeah.
an institution like that.
No,
Remember,
no.
Ajay, we were thinking about this long
You were
ago.
thinking, yeah.
It's still unfulfilled
You're
dream,
right.
actually.
You're right. And I think it's important to first learn the parents' background too. How have you been brought up? You'll want to bring up your kids that way.
Yeah.
And then if you feel there's something negative, negative cycles repeat each other. Why do they repeat? They unconsciously they repeat. They don't repeat each other consciously.
Yeah.
So you have to be very careful when you want to break a negative cycle. You have to be super strong and very careful.
No, Sanayaji, I think either in the same way or totally opposite way. That's how we react. That's
Yeah.
what
Yes.
the situation
Correct.
is.
Correct.
Truly.
And not
Auntie,
on the middle line.
Auntie,
Yeah.
what you said is something so important. आप कह रहे हो मालिश करने ना
Yes.
बच्चे
Yes.
Now, इसका मतलब young parents के लिए वो priority होनी चाहिए ना आंटी. Then
Of
you don't
course.
say I gave up 2 years of my life to parent you. You don't tell the child that.
Oh no. How
हाँ, so
mean?
auntie, हाँ, how mean exactly. But
Yeah.
ये भी
Excuse me.
ये
That
भी
kid
हो
is not asked you to give up 2 years.
yes, yes. So इसका मतलब if घर में हो आप and you're nourishing and nurturing your child and you're doing that malish and that uptan, that is your prayer for that year, for that moment. हाँ,
It's
auntie, so this is
important.
priority.
Yeah. And if you're not doing it, if you have a good dai who's washed her hands and is doing it, say thank you to her. I mean,
But
you
you
know,
should
traditionally you've always had people who've been professional at it. It's only that in India we respect them so little. But they're the professionals at it.
जी auntie, this itself is a topic. Praveen sir. जी. जी. Praveen sir.
Yes, it's like any question or openly ask.
Your thoughts, any question you would like, anything.
No, I understand. Yeah, it's not like a thought. It's like the biggest problem I have seen in, see, a couple of things I have seen in parenting. One, see, most of the parent, they want to be a better, they want to be a better parent. And I've seen many people, in fact, reading the literature. I mean, it's not that a book, but at least articles on parenting and all, and the lifestyle magazines are actually having pretty good subscribers. So people go through it and people read it. So that's number two. Some of the tips on parenting is in fact familiar for people also. So in these kind of things, so some small things are actually happening. But at the same time, it is as same as we started from the the comparison with smoking. It is as same as smoking. So everybody who smoke, so they know that it is kind of harmful for the health, but they still continue it. So, but now, at least in some of the states in India or some of the places, the smoking has largely come down. So I speak to you from Kerala. So where if we take the business numbers in Kerala, the smoking has considerably come down in Kerala. And so two things were very instrumental in that. One is the strong execution of the legal system, the fines or whatever it is, in a very intensive manner. And number two, a very strong campaign in the media and in the macro aspects. So a very strong legal system plus a very strong campaign could reduce mocking significantly. And even before that, everybody know that what they're doing is good, but they were still continuously doing that. So in the similar way, in terms of parenting, I think it has two aspects. One is the emotional, taking care of people in the emotional way. That of course we cannot enforce with the legal system or anything. But I think certain aspects which parent needs to take care of needs to be considered by the intervention of the legal system as well. For example, the use of social media or the exposure to video games. So now the countries like Australia or some of the state governments in India are coming up with a system to regulate it by law. In my limited understanding, I think China has already taken a step into that
Yes.
positively. So we also need, because we cannot always put this all burden on top of a parent, which is actually affecting the harmony inside the house when they start enforcing it. So they need a tool. It is like the wife has been, advising the husband to stop smoking and they beat back. But some system intervention is required, is my thought. So in terms of video games, or in terms of, or in the case of video games, or in the case of social media, including Instagram, which the students are badly influenced with, and the age which a child can be exposed to mobile phones. So the kind of systemic intervention is required is one thing I believe. And number two, a social interest campaign in the best way, because that would be one kind of a campaign which the government can invest in a futuristic way. Because otherwise, these people will become a burden to the entire society and become an evil to the society, which will be a complicated problem than today, which the government will be, facing a lot of challenges to overcome and solve. So I think there needs to be a policy, mooting and lobbying and discussions and interventions to make sure. So a very proper legal framework is there to control the social media, control the gadget usage, control the game usage, and also a campaign to support parents to make sure. So we are providing a proper, ecosystem to make sure the parenting is happening in the best way. And then, of course, I remember I think the Women and Social Justice Department in Government of Kerala has initiated a parenting campaign for continuously 2 years. So they were coming up with videos, they were coming up with articles, they were coming up with programs to, propagate the message of parenting. So they have taken an initiative. It didn't sustain for quite a long time, but it had a spike in between. But similarly, like this, I think we also need very proper governmental intervention into this process, considering the length and breadth and depth of the program. The problem. So that's what I believe. Over to you, ma'am.
Thank you. Ji, Mami.
Since we've crossed the 7 p.m. mark, I would probably have one last question from you, Saina, for largest listeners. In fact, this is a question which has come from the board itself. It says asking for 3 daily practices you would recommend for parents to raise more aware and grounded children. They want 3 practices from you. You said enough. In fact, anybody who's heard you has the answers. But they want to quickly enumerate, identify 3 daily practices you would recommend for parents to raise more aware and grounded children. That could be our wrap-up.
Eat dinner together. One meal where the whole family sits together and eats. No phones allowed, number 1. Number 2, till they're the age of 10, please read to them from a nice book. It's a beautiful habit. If you're going out, I'm not saying you have to do it every day, but at least try and do it 5 days a week till they're the age of 10. Read them 2 pages, switch off the lights, kiss them goodnight. Read 2 pages. It's the physical contact, it's the intellectual stimulation, it's the calming of reading, it's the togetherness that we're looking for, which is what we're doing when we eat a meal together. And number 3, keep in touch. Don't say, how was school? Ask pointed questions. What did you do today at games period? Keep in touch with the kid. What have you learned today in maths? What have you learned today in science? Which is the friend you're speaking with? So talk. Keep your conversation channels alive. Don't let those die out, please.
Absolutely brilliant wrap up for us to be taken as an extract today. Isn't it,
And
Ajay?
that's good even for partners. It's not good
Yeah.
just for children, but it's good for your husband and wife. It's good for the couple.
Yeah.
This all 3 things is good for the couple too.
And going back to Saina's first question, that is what makes a home. That is when the child is fully at home.
Well said. Very
Lovely.
well said.
Thank
Thank
you
you.
so much, Saina.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank you.
Auntie.
Thank you.
Thank
God bless
you.
you.
Thank you, sir.
Such a
Thank you,
pleasure.
Pradeep, sir. Thank you,
Thank you.
Ajay, sir. Please take care, sir. Take care,
Yeah.
sir. Take care,
Thank
sir.
you.
We're praying.
We're all
Yes,
with
sir.
you, Ajay.
Thank you, ma'am.
Every news matters so much for us. Ajay is in
Thank
Abu Dhabi, Sania. He's in
Oh,
Abu Dhabi.
wow.
That is the reason we
Amazing.
are very worried.
Yes, of course, with all this terrible war going on. I mean, what a mess. Really, what a mess.
Inside
Very
VUCA world.
worried.
Yeah.
It is
And
truly a
it's
book
going
cover.
yes, and unless it ends soon, it's going to have huge repercussions.
True.
So God willing, it'll end soon.
Ji, Auntie,
We
we're
all
praying.
hope.
You are in our thoughts and our prayers.
Yes,
Thank you.
yes, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so
All
much,
the best.
Sania.
Auntie. Thank you.
Safety.
Thank you, man.
Thank
Thank
you,
you.
Thank you,
Mama.
Saina. Thank you, Dr. Bedi.
Thank you. Thank you. Jai Dharima. Thank you. We thank our audience. Thank you. Jai Dharima.